Welcome back to Deep Inside WhiteBoy, WhiteBoy 503, and we're going deep inside my mind with F-Man Sam.
Hey!
So, we basically are continuing this series because we got a good response from the first video we put up on envy, or not envy, what the fuck? Morality versus happiness, and so we figured, we got such a good response on that we're going to continue the series. But of course, we're not posting it on our own channels, we're posting it here on the community channel for you guys to enjoy. So we basically did a bunch of research on some philosophical questions. There were some that we're not going to go over just because they were like, what?
We don't understand.
Yeah, we were just kinda like,
caveman stone.
yeah, we sat there for a good 10 minutes just kind of, I don't get it.
What does that mean?
But the question we have today is pretty simple, and it's a frequent question that at least I myself question myself, I guess, with it. It is it worse to fail at something or to never attempt it in the first place? So I'll let Sam give his point of view first.
Okay. I've got to collect myself a little bit here because we've already recorded this. Cough.
Yeah.
Anyway, in my opinion, in some situations, yes, it is good to do stuff and then fail because then you're like, hey, it's a learning experience, whatever, it makes sense. But there are some things you should not attempt in the first place anyway. And if you fail, it's like, ooh, shit, no. Tough titties. Doesn't matter. There are some things you can fail at that have dire consequences. Like, let's say you're bungee jumping or some shit, right? And this is...
I think you're going a little extreme with it,
shut
though.
up, because this is exactly what people say to me. This question.
Okay.
Well, not question, but the thing, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
They're like, why don't you just do this stuff? It's better to, like, experience this and all
Like
that
the
shit.
whole YOLO thing, basically?
Yeah, and I'm like, nah, I'd rather not attempt it in the first place than somehow fail in the end. Like skydiving and shit, rather not. And that goes for like just tiny little things too. Like I'd rather not, because if you know me personally, I'm not a person I don't do a lot of like those
Risky things?
drugs and alcohol and all that kind of thing. I steer clear of that because I'd rather not attempt that in the first place. Because there's dire consequences with both of those things that you can end up somewhere in like shitty shit town.
Shitty shit town, huh?
Shitty shit town.
Alright.
Yeah. So WhiteBoy can go now. In my opinion, it's better to just steer clear of that shit. Don't even bother.
So my point of view is basically kind of like how Sam's is. I do agree that for most cases you should, be adventurous and kind of try new things. But on the extreme side, as he was saying about the whole bungee jumping and shit, I ain't doing it. Fuck everybody. I'm scared of heights. I ain't doing that shit. I don't care if, I guess it's that old saying, because I hear everybody always tell me, with the drugs and the alcohol and partying and shit like that, well, don't knock it till you try it. No. I'm knocking it because I don't feel comfortable with doing said thing. In those situations, I guess it's better to never attempt it in the first place, because if you really don't feel comfortable with doing it, to a certain extent, because you always have to push your comfort zone. I mean, you can't always just kind of stay in your comfort zone, because then you're going to live a miserable life. You're never going to, because I think pushing your comfort zone makes you happy in the end. Because the more you do stuff out of your comfort zone, the more you become comfortable with other things, and the more you can, I guess, live life to the fullest. Because I think that's great. If I would have never had chose to attempt to do YouTube, and failed miserably, in the beginning, and I can full well admit that. If you go back to all my old videos, like from about 4 years ago, my commentary is complete shit compared to what it is now. My commentary isn't necessarily the best thing, now even, but it's a lot better. I'm a lot, more comfortable talking in front of the camera. Yeah, I still sometimes get stumbled over my words and stuff like that, and have to restart a bunch of times because I'm a human being. I'm gonna fuck up, but it's so much less. And I think had I not attempted to do this, I wouldn't be who I am today. And I'm grateful that I said fuck it, even though I'm gonna fail and I know I'm gonna fail. I'm still gonna do it because I'd rather.
You don't though.
Huh?
But you don't.
What I'm saying, but I didn't know that when I first started. I knew when I first started I was gonna fail. I kind of set myself up for failure. With that, a lot of people say that's wrong to do, but I guess it's just because I know I wasn't gonna be comfortable talking in front of a camera. I knew I wasn't gonna be able to talk about anything. I never knew I could be able. I never thought I would be sitting here today talking about deep subjects that, something that I can relate to or something I can talk about. I never thought that I'd be here, I never thought that I would be comfortable enough to talk in front of a camera or even talk to someone else about, deep, intimate kind of things like that. But had I not chose to, even after the failure, continue on and just say, yeah, I fucked up, I failed, but I'm still going to keep continuing because I know it's going to make me better at my art, then it's the best because, I'd rather have failed in the beginning and become successful in what I do than never become successful because I didn't take the chance to become successful because I was afraid of failure. So yeah, that's where I lie on it, For the most part, yes, it is. I think it is a lot better to fail and, fail at something, or rather than, never trying it and never getting hurt. Because you're going to get hurt regardless in life. That's just a fact you got to face. Regardless of, you could be sitting in your room, a bubble boy basically, and you're still going to get hurt at some point. So might as well just kind of get it out of the way. Embrace failure because failure is what makes you better. Failure's, practice makes perfect. In other words.
I did go to the extreme with my examples, but there's even like other minor things that I think it's better to just not attempt them.
Okay.
Like let's say there's a reason why I'm not going into pre-cal next year for my math class because I know I'm going to fail at that. And I'm not going to try that and know I'm going to fail, you know what I mean?
Well, but I think it's it also I also think it's a case by case basis.
Of course, like most of these, yeah.
Yeah, majority of these are, of course, they're subjective. There are a lot of case by case basis. That's why we're giving our opinions on this. But like for your situation, you already know that you're not good at math, and there's a slim chance of you getting better at it, just for the fact that something up here doesn't click. Mm-hmm. But you've tried it over and over, and you've been trying it since you were since you started. You've been doing it for what, 11 plus years now, almost.
Well, I've only done pre-cal for like 2 years, but
okay, so even then, 2 years of it, and you know that you're not getting any better.
But that's basically because I was forced to do that. It's not like I optioned in for it. I opted out for all math courses next year because I was like, math not my thing.
But I think that, like I said, I think that's a different thing than trying something new and being prepared for failure, but still being willing to continue after the failure. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because in that case, then I think it's a great thing because you have to be prepared for failure. You're gonna fail in life. It's a simple fact. You're never gonna get everything right all the time, but you have to know what to do after you fail. Either you bitch out. And some people are going to take offense to that, but either you're going to bitch out,
like me,
or you're going to get your shit together and you're going to do what you got to do to make yourself happy. Like for example, for my situation with making YouTube, I bitch out almost all the time because I'm scared of commentating. I get afraid of how people are going to react to the way I do things, but I sit here every single time. I'm like, no, I got to get this shit done. Because I want to do this. This is what makes me happy. Yes, it makes me uncomfortable, but it still makes me happy. Because I know that people are hearing what I have to say, and they're acknowledging that I guess, kind of sounds selfish, but they're acknowledging that I exist. And they acknowledge that I have a say in something, and, my opinion matters for some reason. So I guess that's probably the biggest reason why I do this series, because it's great to know that other people either feel the opposite way about me, but they also, some of them actually feel the same way. Or they can acknowledge the reasons why I feel the way I feel. So,
and for the final part of the series, I think what we should do is, I forgot to mention this to you before, we should look this question up online and get other people's opinions, which I have done. And a lot of them are in favor of the generally more popular opinion of, worse to fail at something, and at least you've got that done. Mm-hmm. So our final aim in life is to know ourselves better. And without attempting, we don't get any chance to know anything, but if we fail, we come out at least knowing something about ourselves and also about that thing. We need to remember experiencing always leads us ahead, but inexperience pays us nothing. So I guess that kind of makes sense. I can see that, again, in certain regards.
Yeah, like we said, it's a case-by-case basis. Like for skydiving, I know I'm never gonna fucking do it. I am terrified of heights, so I'm not gonna attempt it. I don't give a shit if you can't knock it till you try it. Fuck off. I can't walk over a goddamn bridge without fucking my knees getting all, fucking wobbly and shit. I'm not skydiving. Fuck off. But for majority of like simpler and less complex, stuff, I see is might as well try it. If you fail, get up and do it the hell again.
Someone also says it may lower your self-esteem and result in you not willing to do anything like that ever again, in the regard of you like trying something and failing. So I can see that too. Like if you do something, it can totally like not destroy you, quote unquote, but like
Yeah, it
really,
definitely
like,
it can definitely hurt your self esteem. But I guess it's also a case
that's
by
just
case
part of the
basis.
risk, you know. Like you got to risk that kind of thing if
yeah,
you're like that.
It's part of the risk, and you just gotta have enough, I guess, confidence in yourself to, or enough, or less fucks given. I guess I can't think of another way to word that. But like for me, I like I said, I'm nervous all the time about how people are gonna react to my content and how people are gonna react to the way I word things and stuff like that, because I don't want to piss anybody off. But I push myself through it because I'm just like, I could give a fuck less. And that's just kind of the same thing that you got to do if you're in that kind of situation. If you feel that, you're afraid of doing something because of failure, like I said before, you're going to fail. Just get the fuck up and do it again. So I think that's going to close out Deep Inside WhiteBoy for this week. We are actually going to be having sometime soon, I don't know exactly when, some artwork made, which I'm actually pretty excited about. Sam's been drawing up some sketches for it. We're going to have our his artist, Nico, as you guys know him, or Elegant Skull, as he's known by on YouTube.
The best YouTube artist out there.
Yeah, he's a fucking great artist. He actually did my thumbnail, and I just got pointed out because fucking Sam's an asshole. And I hope you watch this, Nico, and hear what this guy says about your art. He says that my character looks like he has Down syndrome in the face.
Well,
That's
hey.
fucked up.
Well,
It's
it's
so
kind of like
fucking-
a life. It's kind of like really life accurate, then, isn't it? Deep Inside WhiteBoy episode 2.
So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any, topics you guys want us to talk about or want me to talk about, and Sam give his opinions on it, definitely put it in the comment section down below, and we'll definitely talk about it.
We'll add it to our list.
We'll add it to our list. Our list isn't in any typical order, but if you have any, thing you guys want us to talk about, definitely let us know, and we'll give it a try.
And don't forget to post your thoughts on the topic we've talked about in this video as well.
Yes, definitely. I would like to know how you guys feel about, is it worse to fail at something, or is it just better not to try at all? So we'll talk to you guys later. Peace!